I love cutting the grass low.
It reveals the darkest parts of the human soul.
People wasn't really with you, they was part-time. People switch up when it's wartime.
It is our duty to tell the story of our brave men and women who sacrificed so much.
I'd rather have people who are really with me and not people who are just trying to use me.
It's not enough to acknowledge the fallen by name or just inscribe their names in marble as proof that they lived and died.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
That is not true.
To truly honor the fallen, we must acknowledge how and why.
We must now be concerned with us. Let me give you some examples.
Throughout history, black soldiers have had to fight for their country and for equal status within that country.
The freedmen of the Massachusetts 54th, the Buffalo Soldiers, the Tuskegee Airmen, and a regiment with an unforgettable nickname,
the Harlem Hellfighters.
Most of the men I just described got little or no recognition.
The very first man to die for the War of Independence in this country was a black man. He was a fool.
A band of brothers who faced adversity from the start.
Because here he was dying for white folk freedom, and millions of his brothers were enslaved in the very country.
Who were these men?
The Harlem Hellfighters is a name, no matter where the origin came from, sticks to the heart of the way these men fought.
The 369th served more than any other American troops. The European allies were desperate for fighters, so Commanding General John Pershing handed over the all-black unit to the French.
Just how segregated was the military?
It was completely segregated.
The unofficial reason for this loan was that some white soldiers refused to serve alongside African Americans.
They felt by fighting for the United States, even though it was under the French flag, they would gain that recognition.
A secret memo to the French urging them not to spoil the American blacks by treating them as equals.
The first thing I knew, all there was between the German army and Paris was my regiment of Negroes. So it was in this way the Germans found the black Americans.
In fact, the Germans knew there were black Americans in the Allied trenches.
The Germans recognized something ironic about a people fighting for democracy who didn't have it at home.
Now they dropped the pamphlets, told us not to fight because we wasn't going to get nothing for it. And they were right.
Johnson and Roberts were the first American soldiers, black or white, to receive the French Croix de Guerre.
The two came under fire from German snipers. They were outnumbered by 20 or 30 Germans advancing from multiple directions. Johnson reportedly killed 4 Germans and wounded over 24. This earned Johnson the nickname Black Death.
Incredibly, they received no U.S. decoration.
Until long after his death.
The Germans saw that these men fought ferociously on the battlefield.
More than 150 other Hellfighters were given the Croix de Guerre.
But their bravery counted for little with their fellow white Americans.
When you fight and you work so hard for the country that you live in, it would be nice for you to be recognized by that country.
I've always been prepared. Ever since I won the gold medal in Rome, went back to Louisville, Kentucky, and was denied a beef burger. And I was the champion of the whole world, just fought for the great American flag. I didn't know what was wrong, but it wasn't right.
Could you ever imagine a situation in which there was such a moral battle going on that you would be prepared to fight for the United States?
I fight for myself. We fought for the United States in Germany. We fought for the United States in Japan and China, Korea, Vietnam. Still, we are not free. The system is built on war.
But I mean, if today, which there won't be, a communist invasion,
Russia, China, North Korea,
would you fight for the United States?
Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes. Men who despise you, enslave you, who tell you what to do, what to think, and what to feel.
If I was living then, Uncle Tom and slow thinking and slavery minded like black people were then, I'd probably thought it was an honor to go over there. What I'm telling you is, but as of now, with the truth that I've been taught in the history of my people and your own books about this.
Brutes have risen to power, but they lie. They do not fulfill that promise. They never will.
This is just a fact that the world knows.